There is a Norwegian saying that goes "Brent barn skyr ilden," which basically refers to allowing a small child to touch a burning stovetop, and then simply look at the child and go, "See? Hot." After which, the child will never do that again. I'm not saying it's necessarily the most humane way of teaching something, but I am saying it is a very effective way of teaching. And, of course, this has its own little version in the entertainment industry. More and more recently, over the course of the last year or so now, we've been seeing more and more companies try to downplay any political aspects of their entertainment, trying to dodge questions of wokeness or SJWism. The upcoming He-Man show, which I'm actually half kind of excited for after the first trailer, and then that excitement was quickly taken care of with the second trailer, where the producer has made misleading statements, to put it mildly, suggesting that on the one hand, oh no, he's not going to change anything, he's going to make it about He-Man, and yet the more and more we see about the actual show, it seems to be less about He-Man and more about Teela's twin sister, a raging lesbian. Oh, wait, no, sorry, that is supposed to be Teela. Anywho, the idea that suddenly companies and stuff like Netflix in particular are averse to politics? Indeed, it does turn out that if you burn the child, it does eventually learn, and so we arrive at today's topic, where Resident Evil's Netflix show asks reviewers to not mention politics. Now, mind you, this is the animated show, the 3D CGI show created by the Wapponies. As you can clearly tell by the fact that the woman does not actually look like a man. An instant giveaway as to the nationality of the creators in this day and age, tragic though that may be. It is not the live-action show which has decided to blackwash one of the characters, which is, this is the actor who will be playing this character, Albert Wesker, which is even specifically noted as being a Caucasian American. Why? Well, the same reason why this, a black woman, mind you, supposedly, is played by this woman. Ah yes, I can can see this. No, I can't. That's a bold-faced lie. Oh, and incidentally, now this is a Channel 5 British TV show? Oh, no. This is the Netflix show. This is Anne Boleyn, Queen of England, in the Channel 5 British show. God damn it. I remember when the Marvel movies were coming out and Heimdall was suddenly Idris Elba, and at the time I was kind of like, I really like Idris Elba. He looks awesome, and I quite like him as an actor as well, so it's fine. It probably won't lead to a whole deluge of this nonsense. Well, occasionally even Archie is wrong, isn't he? The whole, give the pinky, lose the hand kind of thing. Anywho, back to the point here. This is a PC Gamer article demonstrating to us, of course, the extent of modern-day games journalism, which is essentially just paraphrasing goddamn tweets. Hilariously enough, though it does bring up one interesting point. At a time when the world is still in the midst of a global pandemic that left millions dead, all zombie stories hit very, very differently. I agree. The Wuhan virus lab is quite reminiscent of the Umbrella Corporation, isn't it? I can feel the TOS tightening around my neck this very instant. Though, apparently, that conspiracy theory is no longer quite so conspiratorial, so I'm going to take the chance. This stems from a tweet here by Charles PM, who is, IO, a Gizmodo writer or something like that? Gizmodo, yes. Actually, though Resident Evil Infinite Dark Story was one of the better entries in the franchise outside of the games, but the studio asked that reviewers not at all talk about real-world events or politics, end up casting a shadow over the entire movie for me. Right, well, there you have it there. This isn't a series problems, this isn't a TV show problems, this is a I can't divorce my job from my politics problem, isn't it? And a few years ago as well, because he brings up the next point here as well. Why can't we just keep politics out of entertainment, he says, whilst linking to these screenshots, as if that's a point. Like, oh, but look, it's the White House, and there's a president in America. Clearly this is the real world. Zombies? What? It's probably a metaphor for something. Now again, a few years ago, I was as guilty of this as anyone. I would look at this and go like, are you a brainlet? You are reviewing a animated 3D CGI TV show about a zombie apocalypse, and you're like, haha, see, real world politics. But of course, this isn't idiocy, this is good old-fashioned pure malice here. This is the very fact that Netflix has to go like, right, this is Resident Evil, this is a dumb show about zombies, don't bring your politics into this. That in and of itself is insane, but it is any opportunity to push a narrative, no matter how absurd or ridiculous it is. And even the corporations are kind of starting to realize that, yeah, this isn't actually particularly good PR. In fact, it's really, really goddamn bad PR. Indeed, a survey came out literally today, in fact, and a teaser was released yesterday about the British public's reaction to wokeism in terms of corporations. And only 9% of the people asked said that they thought it was very important for a corporation to take a proactive stance on the important topics of the day. Bearing in mind also the vagueness of that question. It literally means that the person being asked can be like, okay, well, this is my important topic of the day, and so I believe that the corporation should address this, meaning that you've already got a lot of inherent bias there, meaning that the actual number is probably a lot lower than 9%, as of course the important topics of the day to one person is going to be absolute cancerous nonsense to another. And it's raining. Let's hope it doesn't interfere too much with the recording noises. There was also there's a lot of interesting studies surrounding this idea here, because we have a frightening quantity of people in this day and age who are quite hyper-politicized and at the same time also kind of want to move away from politics. Another very kind of frightening stat in the same survey was that over 50% of people have distanced themselves or stopped talking to outright some other person because of a political thing they said. Now that is, bearing in mind, it could be some hardcore lefty cringe as well, but the fact that 50% of people can go, yeah, no, I know a person I used to talk to that I now will not speak to because something political he said. Man, that is some hefty division right there, to a downright absurd level. And the whole political corporation thing as well is reflected in this. A corporation that goes, we have this political opinion, is going to alienate then more than 50% of people. You know, statistically, half of the country is going to look at that and go, this is a political statement, I have stopped talking to friends for less, and you are a corporation. Screw you. Whereas only 9% of people, with again the real number probably being even lower than that, going, yes, this is important to me, this is what I want my corporations to do. Which that is, well, God, is that not absurd? These are probably the very self-same people too who look at the government and go, I only have one vote. That means I don't really matter at all, do I? So I shouldn't even go and vote at all. And yet they look at Coca-Cola and go, speak to me about racism. Yes. Because your influence over Coca-Cola is going to be so much greater, isn't it? Anywho, I do find it very interesting that even a company like Netflix, bearing in mind that this is of course a Netflix company in a cooperation here with a Japanese company, which certainly introduces some new factors, even they are going, please, don't. Just don't bring your politics into our products. This is a Resident Evil animated series. It is a stupid-ass show about a chick and a clueless dude fighting zombies. It's not about racism, not about representation, it's not about any of those cancerous things that less than 1 out of 10 people care about. It's just entertainment. Now, it's not exactly a world-breaking event, but it is a first step on the long road towards having our entertainment finally be divorced more correctly, from cancerous political nonsense on either side. Though, again, bear in mind, this isn't really a show, an indication so much as that Netflix is going, don't do this, as that probably a Japanese company is, because, again, Albert Wesker. Cats and dogs are falling down outside my window, so I'll wrap it up there. Until next time, I have been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon, and do what the fancy animation tells you to do, okay? I have it now, and so I'm gonna use it. Have a good day.